If you are an Oracle DBA, Apps DBA working on eBusiness Suite or PeopleSoft, or a system administrator working on Linux, HP Unix, Solaris, or Windows, or Oracle Fusion Middleware Administrator, or a developer or an architect working on WebLogic, SOA, etc., or working on engineered systems like Exadatas or database appliances, or you are an architect, solution architect, data architect, enterprise architect, I'm here to invite you for a free class that I'm doing on how to upskilling from where you are right now to working on cloud or Oracle Cloud in specific on different roles on cloud, be it a cloud architect, cloud database administrator, infrastructure engineer, or cloud consultant, cloud security engineer, or DevOps engineer, or whatever role may be migration specialist on cloud, how to learn this. Or you're planning to work on certifications like Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Architect or Foundation or Multicloud or database migration related certifications on Oracle Cloud. So my promise is that by end of this free class, you'll be able to learn how to get a high paying jobs in Oracle Cloud. Even if you're a complete beginner or have no idea about cloud, that's what we're going to cover and give you the exact path on, including things like DevOps, Terraform, Ansible, which are common day to day these days used. So let's see what we're going to cover in this free class. Or before that, why you should listen to me. If you don't know, hi, my name is Atul. I have more than 2 decades of experience. I'm based in London and I have more than 2 decades working on Oracle and Oracle technologies. And last more than a decade now has been primarily extensively on Oracle Cloud with multi-cloud, including migrations. I was also part of one of the biggest migrations here in UK, migrating the entire databases, huge databases and applications on Oracle Cloud as well. And these are some of the customers I've worked across globe. So whatever I'm going to cover in that free class is coming from a real experience as well. So in that free class, I'm going to also cover a 3-step framework, which I've used initially by myself, and then to build my team on upskilling them, and then hundreds and thousands of like you to learn this framework. So I've used the same framework to go from earning less than $100 a month back in 2001 when I started, to then earning 425 pounds a day in 2004-5 or 2005-6, and then 700 and then 900 and 1200 pounds a day as well. And whatever framework I'm going to use in this free class has not just worked for me, but have worked for across with a different background of across the globe with whatever background you might be. You might say, hey, I don't have any IT experience. Will I be able to use those things? We're going to cover that. Or you are from someone who has a career gap, or you're applying for the interviews or struggling to get an interview, what needs to be done or what are the common mistakes you might be doing. We'll be covering those as well. So these framework been worked from, as I said, from across the globe and with different background, and we're going to cover these frameworks as well. So across different variations. So let's see what we're going to cover in this class. Absolutely free class. We'll begin with why you should be learning cloud. And with that respect to, I'm going to talk about the background, how things have evolved in the cloud. What is the future? What is the growth potential available in the cloud? What are some of the job opportunities available? What kind of opportunities available in cloud with respect to in Oracle Cloud as well? And depending on your background, whether you're an architect or you're working as a DevOps engineer, and so on. We'll briefly also touch base about cloud native, which you should be learning now. What exactly this cloud native means, and Oracle's implementation of cloud native as well. We'll also look at DevOps. You can't get away with DevOps these days. So what does actual DevOps means, and what are some of the database or DevOps services from Oracle that are available, and including the job opportunities as well. Now, we'll also briefly touch base with the database options available on Oracle Cloud and what you probably might be doing on a day-to-day basis. What are the job opportunities available on as a database support engineer as well. Now, also, as I said earlier, both databases, Oracle databases, as well as Oracle applications like eBusiness Suite or PeopleSoft or Siebel or Hyperion, all these applications are moving to cloud. So if you're working on any of these things, what you should be doing now in order to get a job, what kind of job opportunities are available. Here's a brief explanation, which I'm going to cover about the database, or sorry, the e-business suite deployment options available on Oracle Cloud as well. Now we'll also show you some earning potential depending on the country you're from, whether it's US or UK or India as well. And once you understand why you should be doing this and what are the earning potentials, then we'll look at what is the actual cloud and DevOps if you're a complete beginner. So we'll look at DevOps or IT software lifecycle, why DevOps became famous, and what is CI/CD, continuous integration delivery deployment options available. And as I said, what are the common services from Oracle side on DevOps? Also, a lot of questions I used to struggle myself back in the days about, is CI/CD applicable for DBAs, and if yes, how? So we briefly touch base with those as well. We'll also cover cloud computing, and another common question I get is which cloud I should be doing. I'm working depending on your background. What I did, I'll be sharing my story as well, what I did, and why Oracle is critical if you're working on Oracle background, why you should be doing Oracle Cloud will reason as well. Also, we'll briefly touch base with some of the clients that are using Oracle Cloud, especially last 3-4 years have changed big shift on customers, huge customer base moving towards Oracle Cloud. So we'll talk about those as well. We'll look at American Airlines. They've migrated their Siebel CRM onto cloud native on containers and Kubernetes, including multi-cloud on with Oracle with Microsoft Azure. So we'll touch base what is exactly multi-cloud is, why you should be learning, why, and when I changed to when I upgraded or upskilled myself from Oracle Cloud to multi-cloud back in 2019-20, things changed big time for me. So, and as you might see, industry is moving towards distributed hybrid infrastructure or multi-cloud with distributed hybrid infrastructure. What does it mean? We'll look at some of the common use cases that are available on multi-cloud, including a certification that's available for multi-cloud from Oracle that we are going to cover towards, and how you can get that hold of that certification of multi-cloud infrastructure certification. So some of the common use cases like split stack deployment for multi-cloud, or SaaS-based application deployments, including app to app, where you have some apps running on one cloud, another apps running on another cloud as well. Also, the data pipelines that you see use cases on common, including distributed workload, which I mentioned earlier. We'll also briefly touch base about American Airlines Oracle Cloud Infrastructure footprint. This is some of the screenshots or some of the case studies coming directly from American Airlines as well. We'll also touch base, this is important in current world, what is microservices, monolithic versus microservices, the containers and Kubernetes, which is hot in the market, and how things have evolved from going from a traditional deployment to VMs to containers and Kubernetes as well. Also implementation of Kubernetes, implementation on Oracle Cloud, which is Oracle Kubernetes engine as well. Now, the important question is, once you know what and why, you might be saying, hey, but there are a lot of job losses happening. True, but at the same time, there are lots and lots of job new hiring as well. I can see hundreds of guys, including a lot of guys I know, are getting a job. So jobs like we'll be sharing some of those success stories as well with you to inspire you and say what they are doing differently so that they are getting a job like Yash in US or Samarth in Italy, another Canada, or Winifred in Canada, or Shubham in India. And I have lots and lots of such stories to inspire you as well. But, and I had the same challenge myself, is about the 12 myths and blockers that are keeping you stuck. So we'll cover them. And this is important bit in my or piece in my view of what's keeping you stuck. So if you have ever said things like, oh, I'm not getting interview calls, so what could be the reason and how to fix that? Or I'm applying or I'm appearing for the interviews but not getting interview calls. We'll cover things that are keeping you stuck. What are the common mistakes? We'll say from in order to learn Oracle Cloud, what skills you should be having or what things you should be learning. We'll cover those things like all from security, identity access management, to the compute, to the storage, and the hands-on labs with respect to these. We'll also look at the networking side, what you should be knowing, and the common things. Even if you're not a network engineer, you don't need to be, these days, you need to pick these things, how even if you're coming from a database background or an administrator, networking is key in terms of what things you should be doing from a networking point of view. We'll also look at the automation, infrastructure provisioning using tools like Terraform and config management tools like Ansible, how they play roles on deployment. Then also, of course, database, if you're coming from a DBA background or apps DBA background, database deployment on Oracle Cloud as well. So we'll give you the whole thing, and the final part that you should be good at is migrations, 7-hour migration strategy, or the phases in migration, so that you can talk on about these things in interviews. Migration for databases, applications, data transfer services that you need to know as well. So quite an interesting thing. Also, how you get hold of these hands-on lab and the project work and etc., including a learning path, step-by-step learning path, 12-week learning path to go from a complete beginner in cloud to becoming an expert in Oracle Cloud, knowing all those things, including hands-on as well as the project work as well. So we'll look at all these things you'll be getting on. As I said, all these common mistakes which I'm going to cover, which is very, very interesting. It has a lot to cover. This is then we're going to cover the 3-step framework on getting a high-paying job, as I said earlier. So these frameworks as well, you'll be learning and getting as well. Now, one more thing which I forgot to mention, there'll be 2 lucky winners we'll be picking up, where I'm going to do their resume review. So there'll be a resume review as well as, or they can get hold of one-on-one career guidance with me on either one of them, those who ask questions and interesting questions inside the class. Also, I'm going to cover 2 questions you can always expect in the interview, or usually you expect, and how to answer them. 2 questions are very, very important, and how to prepare for them as well. So if you're interested, go to URL k21academy.com/OCI02, the URL for registering for this. And again, select the time convenient, or sorry, the date, and then name and email address and the phone number as well, so that you get WhatsApp notification, and I add into WhatsApp group as well. Now, this is absolutely free, but that very, very useful content coming. We get for me, the time is the most important thing, and you usually get 5-star ratings on these sessions. So I'm confident you'll get these same value from this class as well. We have, I think, more than 600 plus 5 or 4.8-star review on Google, and excellent feedback on Trustpilot as well. So I'll probably let me know if you have any further questions or anything that you have, put it under the comment section on this. Also, do share it with your colleague and friend who is working on Oracle or would like to work on Oracle. And I'll see you in this free class. The URL is k21academy.com/OCI02. With this is Atul. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.